Yeah, 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 hit it! It is the Great Ace Attorney's Chronicles. First and foremost, look, it's been a long time coming. Hey, we're finishing, look, in fact, we've finished 2 series in the past, like, month and a half, I think. Maybe just in the past month, and a week or something like that. Anywho. Good day, good people. So they're fine day in the year of the vibrant Toon Link Day, bravo Dave, anomaly no Makaris. We are going to beat the Grace Ace Attorney's Chronicles. Probably this year, probably so. I don't know of how confident I feel in that, because I don't know how long this game is, but I can't imagine an Ace Attorney game taking me, if I play every week, a year to beat. And I play a couple of hours every week, you know what I mean? Because there are going to be days on these Ace Attorney uploads where I'm going to be like, okay, hold on a minute. I gotta get back in there. That being said, this will probably be the only episode that looks like this. I will probably go back and do something like this. This is the Fire Emblem one, very clearly. But I think that fits the screen better, and they'll probably be like, oh, Susato, and Ryunosuke, and Herlock Sholmes. Look, do I remember what's going on in this game? Honestly, this one fits so nicely already, I almost just want to leave it like this. But I know that this cuts off maybe, like, a bit of both halves of this screen, like here and here, just because, the GBA simulator on the Switch 2, or the Switch, whatever you're playing on, is, it's got like black space in between the sides of the screen, because the screen is, I think, square. You know what I mean? So take me back. We'll be playing like this today. I will set up something like that in the future, and in the future is probably going to be after this episode is recorded. So, I'm excited. I have not actually checked to see if it saved my progress, because I did play this on my Switch 1. I'm pretty sure it's cloud saved. Yes, and also, I shouldn't be trying to do this through OBS because I can actually read everything that's here. It's just, it's a smaller screen, so I can see that it says The Adventures of the Unbreakable, Speckled Band, Investigation Part 2. However, I'd like to play it on a full screen, so with the magic of me over here, I'm gonna get it on my full screen and we're gonna play this bad boy. Cause I got some reading to do, I assume. What do I remember about this is gonna be the million-dollar question. I remember that you guys were obsessed with steak, and I think there will be a couple of times while we play this that we will do a little stream of this. Just because we started this full stream, and I don't think we're gonna finish it full stream because I think that will take a while. But I think some Tuesdays I'll be able to maybe commit 2 hours, like, after work, and say, hey, let's get in there. Or maybe, like, a Thursday or something. I'm not sure. If there's not a Tuesday, it'll be, like, a Thursday that's not a AWE Friday, you know what I mean? But if you don't get one on Tuesday, hey, tune in around normal streams time for Thursday. We'll be there. Anywho, yes, start playing from this save data, and it's gonna be great. This will probably be my worst Ace Attorney chapter of all time. Because I don't know what's happening. I know that we're accused of killing our buddy. And there's Susato! I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. We got thrown out? Okay. This was, so I don't know when we last streamed this. That's the problem. I have no idea what... I have a general kind... Not really, actually. I was gonna have general kind of idea. Yeah, he died. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what the speckled band might be. I wish I remember what the speckled band was supposed to be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. Okay, if we didn't investigate at all, then I think we're good, actually. Hey, we didn't investigate at all, bro. We're fine. That means I get to investigate. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm waiting 60 seconds. You kidding? What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh, yes, he completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring that these were securely back on my wrist. Oh yeah, that's right, his bit of like, check your wrist. Oh, I'm free! Hey. You over there. Let me in. I really wish we had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. Alright. I assume your name is like Biff Stroganoff, to be honest. What? Why you look like that? You want something? Huh? Maybe you want me to throw you out again? No, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where the lobsters spend winter, understand? Yeah, I got it, boy, calm down. Side note, it's 97 degrees right now, and it's like the end of the day, the sun is going down and it's still 97 degrees. It's hot. It is hot, and I hate it. Maybe I should stay clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think you'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. I'm so used to calling him Ryunosuke that when she said Naruhodo, I was like, who? Okay, so we've clicked all of these things, that's nice. You know, it would be wise of me to click these things again, so that I would kind of know what I've been doing, or what I've done. But I'm not gonna do that. Can I go back into here? Let's look at my core record. Paper seal. Okay, right. We found him. Were we in? Yes, I think, were in the closet, right? Because we got snuck onto the ship. We're not even supposed to be here. I'm remembering. I'm recalling. You know what? This is a real Aviator Ace Attorney experience, because there are some times where I have had like a gap of time before finishing an Ace Attorney game, and I've stopped in like the middle of a case, and I was like, all right, what's my court record so I can remember what's happening in this thing? Crime scene investigation. The Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. It would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. We kind of deduced that didn't happen, right? This is a guy who we're probably looking for, if I had to guess. Look at that. Ooh. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of... Are you here? Are you here, sir, actually? The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It also reveals that those who see this man's beard with their own eyes never live to see to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photograph was alright. A photographer rather was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. He despises his beard to that degree he only needs to shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, I don't think he's here. I think they just replayed some dialogue from earlier. Article about this ballerina. Oh, we can actually, like, peek in. What a fantastic crown or something. Okay, well, whatever. I love the magnifying glass in this game, actually. Diary. Okay. Faint and whistling early in the morning. What looks like some sort of speckled speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. That's all this in your... You got a trash... Man's got a trash diary. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. No, not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's cabin. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling a home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any new clues. Yes, we should probably find him and ask. Oh, wait, hold on. Can I go back to my court record? Yes, great. Can I get to people? Yes, great. Okay, so we got my boy, dead. Kazuma. Asogi! Suzuto. Great. We have Herlock Sholmes. We have Satoru. We have... It is Biff Stroganoff. I was like, I know this game. We have Grimm's... Wait, hold on! Wait! You guys, his name is Roliat! Wait! With question marks at the end? I didn't think it was a real name. Of course I knew it was a real name because Roliat is a real guy, a real Russian luchador, dude. Man, that's so funny. I'm glad we came back. Nikolina Pavlova, a young ballerina who's fled from her homeland. Great. Okay, how do I move? That door leads to the second-class area. There is one other thing that I want to do. The dialogue is going a little slow for me. What is wait time? Oh, that's for autoplay. Reader... What is this? No, I don't want that. I like to click through, but I thought there was a way to get the... I don't want the transparency different. I thought there was a way to get the text to go faster. Maybe I'm just thinking about Pokemon games, actually. Whatever. It's locked. I can't open it. I think I just have to click twice, actually, and then it starts going faster. Never mind. I remember how to play Phoenix Wright. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. I'm not the murderer. I promise. I can't click that stool. One of these lights is out. I investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. I thought that was out of place, but whatever. Can I not go into the room? Yeah, I know. I got you, I understand. Alright, let me look if is there anything else around that I have not clicked. I've clicked that. I've clicked this. I've clicked Mr. Beef. I don't know if there is a different, method of moving in this game. Because I have not played this game in a while. And I haven't played this game in a long... Yes, that's how we do it. Never mind. I'm back. I'm back in. I'm locked back in, you guys. I'm locked back in. We're going to the cabin. Oh, she even gives you, like, some stuff there. Alright, what's up? Looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if, Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said that he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh. No, I don't remember that. It's been a long time. Suzuto, I'm sorry, it's been a long time, girl. It's been a long time. I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Hey, I can't... Okay. Hey, what's up, dude? Thought I would have to click converse. You! Where did you go? Oh, sorry. I just went next door to why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese, was it? That new Japanese is crazy. Later, I will roll him into ball and throw him into cold room. Whew. He's back to guarding the door. Hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He really has gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? He's a pretty alright guy. When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him to, for a stake at Le Carnival. Wasn't there a murder there? That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Wasn't that the first case? You guys and your steak, actually? Where's the inspector? Oh, there's the inspector. He looks a little roughed up. You alright, buddy? Ah, you're back. Oh, wait! I love him! Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. These are just scratches and bruises and broken bones. Made by a bear, maybe. When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little bit about our neighboring cabin. We sure do. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes? I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you, what we found. Yes, let's do it. That's my guy. Hey, the great detective. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, wasn't he? Isn't she a Sholmes fan or something? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there by the broken glass. By the piece of broken glass, rather. Do you see? Was it shoe polish on the ground there, then? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. And a broken, like, it looked like a bell almost. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? He tasted it. That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. Susato? What is a Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then? Yes, a little like the color of wine, but darker. I often replace them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma shoes as they scuffed the floor? Kazuma! The mark on the floor has been entered into the court record. What about the cabin next door? What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't? I'm dying. Ooh, I'm sorry, those are my broken ribs. I feel the taste of iron in my mouth. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us two things. One, that the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. And secondly, I need a doctor as soon as possible. Oh? How? Well, my ribs are broken. No, how's the other thing unrelated, the other cabin? Because angels don't go around committing crimes now, do they? Well, I think it might be connected. Oh boy. Sorry. I think I coughed up a lung. Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed. I accidentally skipped that. History. Excellent. Isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to Hong Kong police. So I'm just here to watch, trying not to keep my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. New information? Hello! What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buria, as a medical officer, has finished the examination of his body. I managed to obtain the record. Oh. Kazuma's post-mortem report. Okay, we get a little autopsy report, I guess. Kind of, sort of. It's really just post-mortem. Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death, huh? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out there were no traces of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as of yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that would not leave a mark. Oh, I see. All of the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I mean, that is our boy, and he is dead though. He was so inspirational, and now he's so dead. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed rather to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Ah. Well, yeah. Like, why would he kill his boy? Like, for real, for real? The post-mortem report has been entered into the court record. Very nice, huh? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I really should return to my post. My fellow crewman's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. I hope he keeps coming back. This is my boy. Hey, thank you. You're welcome. Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh no, well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. I think I do kind of remember, like, when we woke up, we were kind of, like, we might have been drugged or something, but if that's the case, that means that he may have also been drugged. I need to, like, keep into account how many other people have experienced this heavy head kind of thing, because if it's everybody except for, like, one person, then it's that person, probably. Can I re-examine this then? It's such a beautiful color, this glass. It does look like a bell. It looks like whatever was broken, whatever it was broken clean into. But the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's this brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to the great detective, who you seem to know all about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Yeah. Well, what I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. That's hardly a reason, isn't it? Or is it? Okay, I really think that's probably everything in this room. I don't think there would be anything new. We never inspected this. So this vent joins to us. Must be new information about the vent. I could see them like funneling some sort of substance into the vent into the room, and then that would have been how we inhaled it. And but he wasn't in our room. Inspector Osanaga. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it, according to his diary. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to set some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we were. Yeah, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same thing about me, but there was something about that woman that just didn't sit right with me. Well, yeah, everyone thinks you killed my boy. Our boy. Even low-key Susato, but you know, it is what it is. The word on the ground, which we now know spells wardrobe. It's clear these letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilled onto the floor, and they spell the Russian word for wardrobe. I think we talked about it and he did know Russian, right? I think. It seems to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there, rather. But to be truly unambiguous, it would have just been, it would have just spelled out my name, don't you think? That's true. Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words or word in Russian, right? Not his native tongue. Which begs the question, who did write it? Okay, I'm caught back up. Some Russian did something. What is this? All the books provided for the passengers occupying this cabin neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh. Oh yes, and you tied them up, didn't you? You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Okay, noted. Then let's move, I think. I forgot, what exactly is the situation here? We shall never be able to enter the other cabin with, Seaman Stroganov in the way. I feel like we'll be able to walk in here and somebody will be like, hello, something's new. Ah, hello, something's new. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san! Seaman Stroganov is gone! Strong enough? Strong enough, last long enough. The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Oh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. You don't remember Biff Stroganoff? That's the easiest one, my dude. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. This caroling, I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. There's a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely. Before that, Stringy Knot crewman comes back. Not Stringy Knot. It's Stroganov, not Stringy Knot. Yeah, it's a step ladder, not ladder. Yes, let's investigate. Hello. I did it the great detective way. Okay, so all the books on her shelf are also messed up. Were ours like that last time? No, I think I remember something like that, right? Everything is real messed up. Maybe I don't remember. No, I think our stuff was almost identical to this. So the ship must have stopped or gone back. Maybe. If both of our things are like that, unless it's whatever animal she has in here, because clearly she's got some animal. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Tsutsuro-san. Oh. Hey, what are you doing? Those are our private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right, for Kazuma's sake. Susato? No, not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to. That's right. Nah, yeah, that's right. It's about time you back on my side, Susato. It's alright. You still a homie. Yes, we will. Okay. Let's examine. Let's look at this place. Hey, check this out. Clean this up. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think it's the god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled over too? It's the same as the bookcase next door, rather, in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase. I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them over in a fit of rage. How did we get into this room? Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Great. What does this say? Ah, yes, they're displayed in the cabin, too. Yes, please read them again. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Understood. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. Probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope that Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yeah, so do I. That's probably our culprit, so yeah, I pray that he doesn't throw that thing away. There's our vent. This ventilator connects us to them. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilation into another room. Ah, maybe it's so if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and release the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. Right. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled man come out of the ventilator. Oh, well then maybe, well, unless she has a gas mask in here somewhere, I was gonna say maybe it wasn't something that, because then whatever knockout gas would have happened would have leapt into her room too, right? Because we definitely got hit with something. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma-san's cabin too. Asogi. It's a bell cord. I can't resist. Uh-oh. She barely hesitated there. It's a good tug. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. Yeah, I was gonna say, we don't want them to. Why would you do that? We're investigating in secret. I can't be mad at old Suzuto, but like, for real, calm down. Naruhodo-san, are you in there? Sorry, I'm right here. Yes, why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't know. I know I'm not a wardrobe lurker. Suzuto! Poor Ryunosuke, dude. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside of this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose there are stage costumes. I was rather hoping we'd find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in here, but no such luck. We have, I guess we can't look at that bag. There's the case, it's open. Oops. Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals on board the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? There's this plate. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped, more like it was deliberately placed there. Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is gonna sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? She's terrified, apparently. We have a little teacup. Or a saucer and a teacup, I guess. It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is the Russians are very thirsty people. That's crazy. Look, as someone who very quickly finishes beverages too, I'm not Russian, but I am thirsty. Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had a chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Nero? No, don't do that to him. Yeah, he kind of deserves it for that one, though. Nothing here. Let's look at these books on the shelf. Oh, yeah, we didn't really get a chance to investigate this room. There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Plavova only ran away from the ballet last night. She hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. That's a good question. You can investigate. Let me see. Yes. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. She was like, It's in Russian. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people in Naruhodo-san. I kindly remember that. That's actually really funny. It seems she would like to read books made in Russian, written in Russian. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look inside and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san! It's poor etiquette to go siphoning through somebody's rubbish, you know. Ma'am. Boy is handcuffed and trying to investigate. Ugh. Those eyes. She's looking through me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, there are, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice, huh? There's hardly anything in here at all. Hardly. That means that there's something in there. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Oh, okay, well, I guess there is nothing in there. What else do we need to look at, actually? Anything? I don't think there's anything else on this side. I guess we can look at the door, actually. Oh. I'm remembering a lot of things now. This cabin has a simple sort of bolt latch that our cabin, a simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolts drawn across, rather, there's no way anyone could enter the cabin from the outside. Yes, it's not particularly a heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across on its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery or using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. So, I think I remember everything that I thought about last time. Because I think it's probably, I think the culprit might be the ship's captain, but I don't know if we've met the ship's captain yet. Do I have a court record? Or maybe it's Biff? It's either the ship's captain or Biff specifically, because I think someone stopped, maybe drugged everybody. Either drugged everybody or made, like, gas go through the rooms to make everybody all sleepy or groggy or something. Stopped the ship, and because all the books were gone to one side, I think it might have also unbolted the locks like they would have slid backwards with enough of a stop of the ship. But I still don't know what the motive is for killing him. You know what I mean? Continue. And it seals up perfectly too. So you couldn't use the method of passing a thread through the crack around the closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspected me. Okay. I think I've investigated everything in here. I think. Cool. In that case, I think I don't want to leave. Okay, maybe we'll leave. I don't think we need to leave. Maybe we'll go back in there. Oh wait, our door is so broken, dude. What happened? My bad. Okay, maybe I'm completely wrong. I thought that, like, the whole ship, but someone broke the dang latch. Unless they broke the latch to... Why would they break the latch to make it look like... No. They would want to keep it a locked door mystery if it was the ship captain, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know, actually. Let's go back to her cabin, because clearly I'm missing something in here. Because we also didn't get anything from the court record. That's not a picture I can get to. That's... I kind of think that it might have also been done through this thing, but I think that is solely for communicating to the... I was about to say the townsfolk, which is incorrect. Wait a minute. I thought I saw something over here that I didn't click on, but maybe I did. We clicked on that. We clicked on all of our clothing. I can't look around anywhere else. My court record, did I get anything new other than... I guess these two are both new. Wow, look at that magnifying glass. Whoa. Whoa. Sometime between 1 and 2 a.m. Cause of death. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. The victim's neck was broken, almost certainly broken rather, as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Broken neck sucks, dude. I don't know what else I need to click here. You know? I mean, I'll do like a quick little once-over, see if anything changes into not a check. Is there like anything on the ground that I was missing? No. We got everything here. Back over here, has got to be something on this side then, I guess. Unless like, yeah, I was gonna say the bag is there. But I think this is still, oh. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Yeah, I can't. I think that's everything. What have I not investigated? Do I need to go talk to somebody else? This is classic Phoenix Wright. I'm either missing some tiny thing that I need to click on, or... Yeah, I don't see anything else that would be really suspicious here. But it feels like I need something to progress here, you know what I mean? Nada. Okay. I think I am going to... I guess leave this room? It's gotta be something in this room, dude. Unless, like... Because I didn't find anything in this room. I also am surprised I have not run into old Inspector Homeboy. Alright, yeah, let's move. Unless maybe I'm supposed to come in here and inspect the door now. Yeah, that's her cabin. Yeah, I know it's our chance. I investigated every last inch of the cabin, I promise you. Oh. Okay, well, hey, sir. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow, you never know when he's gonna turn up next, do you? I should have known, he was singing. He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself, huh? Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us yet? Or he's simply extremely high spirits, huh? Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew when the yard was, rather bit more off than it could chew. And through it, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me? And I solved it, I stood tall, I did the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Hey, wow! What is it, you wanna fight? Let me at him, let me at him! Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, I was just about to reach the climactic finish, why don't ya? Come on, let me at ya! I'm sorry, I thought you were never gonna stop, so I figured now was as good a time as any. I very nearly dropped to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. I almost dropped you, I did. Oh, all right, I get the picture. Now, could you please put those fists away? Yes, I'm sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Yes, that. I was immensely in the study of the ship's log, as pinned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh, yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank after 2 a.m. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... Oh, you are truly a student from the land of the rising sun. You have been utterly blinded by... Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever you do mean, Mr. Sholmes. Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman off stands sentry in the very first class passageway, and he has almost religiously the practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in rather every 30 minutes. Nothing to report. Nothing to report. I can't wait for Biff Stroganoff versus Gatekeeper Aviamania. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. Not even nothing, nothing to reports are missing. Do you mean? Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led the seaman to be absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Ting! Oh, thank you. Now, that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Thank you, Ryanosuke. You're starting to understand what my way is, I see. Well, I see, yes. What makes Sholmes. Brilliant! Oh, ouch. Okay, what is that? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. We were drugged by the big man. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Wait. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders down the passageway. Is something wrong, Suzuto-san? You seem to be lost in thought, rather. It's just, well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? What happened to everybody? Well, I mean, I think I know what's happened to everybody. Is there more in here now? Oh, ding-a-ling-a-ling. What's that? Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel sighted a quarter-mile fore. Oh, are we about to crash? Full stop! Hard to starboard! All hands brace for impact! What the? Hey, the suspense music in this game is pretty fire, man. I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Suzuto-san, hold on to me. Wow! He's like, Suzuto, please! Suzuto-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. Oh, I'm thinking the reverse. Oh. That's why it had to be broken down. I guess? No, they stopped the... Oh, they... Okay, now it makes sense. I understand. I understand. The ship was stopped. The door was locked. That's why the door had to be broken open. I was thinking... My thinking was inverted. Okay, so the ship was stopped. Our door was locked, or maybe they did that to lock the door back to create a locked door mystery. I see. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga. Are you in there, Naruto-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Look at that! The door's bolted? Did you do that, Susuzo-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books! They're just like they were before we began. Naruto-san, aren't you gonna open the door and let the inspector in? Let him in. I better tie this place up first. Should you? Our violent emergency stop had me solve one mystery at the very least in a very vivid way. But I knew what happened. I knew that what awaited us on the other side, once you reach the other side, would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. To be continued. Oh my gosh, we finished part 2. I guess there's a part 3 to this. I don't know. This feels like almost an investigations game. I will pause here. We have been going for about an hour. I think these will probably, I don't know how long these episodes are going to be. These are just going to be until I feel like we've reached a very good stopping point. But they'll probably be at least 2-hour uploads. Okay. I assume there's not many more parts in this. I feel like we have all the information we need. Although sometimes I felt like that way in Phoenix Wright games, and there's still like one little piece that I'm like, oh then. We'll keep going. Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Suso took a deep breath and then gently slid back the bolt. Oh no, not Biff too. You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? We fell through the vent. We vented. I'm sorry if that makes us appear like sussy bakas. Oopsie whoopsie. You both look unhurt. Good. Yeah, we're fine, thanks to you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were gonna collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? I think it happened because of Herlock Sholmes. I think he's cooking, actually. There's a dense fog outside. Okay, never mind. So it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. No, I think he did it to confirm his own suspicions. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crews are running everywhere. And beef is very strong. This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. I see. We gotta put Suzuto in the AWE. I remember her being a master of like flipping people, you know what I mean? She got a mean deep arm drag, you know what I mean? Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed the button outside? Ah, you wicked intruder, dressed all in black. You are the devil. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector? Yes? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. It is not enough that he has killed a man. Da. And he is stowaway as well, if Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right, you are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Osanaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I have no jurisdiction here. After my last efforts to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. I'm gonna run away! Okay, no, I somehow doubt we'll be able to leave here. Okay, thanks, Susan. What can provide me a solution? What could it possibly be? Absolutely, it's gotta be you. You're gonna provide me a solution, correct? Miss Pavlova, can I? Get out! Listen, I'm sorry we snuck in here without your get out now! We just needed to investigate in here to help understand what happened to the alcohol. Get out in Russian! It's no use. She's not gonna listen. I need to find someone who will. It's my boy Biff Stroganoff. You're gonna help me, right? Please, just give me a little more time. I do nothing for you, except show you the way to the ship's prison cell. Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anybody. In trespassing and stowing away. Well, you know, I did do those. Sometimes life can lead you down unusual avenues, and well, enough. You are guilty. Ship cell is only place fit for you. Come on, there has to be someone, some savior to rescue me from this crisis. Could it be the one and only savior, Inspector Hisanaga? Hisanaga, please. You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Mrs. Pavlova's cabin. Now that this has happened, rather, I have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. Could it be this dinner plate? I need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand. Don't touch my things! Do you want me to? This plate will save me. Don't touch. I'm sorry. Where the crawfish hibernates. Hiya! No! Mr. Naruto, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just starting to think that she was my friend. Hey, hey, Herlock, that last fall hurt me pretty bad, and I might not be in my right sense of mind right now, but where's this? Because I'm actually right on top of this, man. Let me move you all the way to the top corner, making me a little bit smaller. I'm shrinking. Whoa, boy, what a world. All right, great. Hey, Herlock, if you could please assist me. What the? What are you doing up there? What were you doing under me? Oh my gosh, you got a crown on too. Her crown. Mr. Sholmes. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective it is my business to know what other people do or not? This is not mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend to that conceited leading hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. Why, I oughta. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. You again, that great detective, huh? Inspector, I confess that I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you rather most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak. An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. I've solved the case. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved. By me, naturally. Oh no, he knows all of my secrets. What? What? Really? Yes, I've eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So allow me to illuminate you and all of your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Some guy. Ha! You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning. We found the criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway. He has the handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Oh, they broke the door down when they came into the place. I've figured out Blue's Clues. Never mind, I'm completely caught up again. I remember this in case. I remember the entire case. Locked in the room. It is the point. The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called lock room at all. What? Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man. The ventilator? You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left to the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Oh no, I am going to be found out. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean the speckled band? Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear faint whistling. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry, I was translating for Sherlock. Herlock. Precisely, my dear madame. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Let me at him! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not. Never fear. I am here, Detective Power. What I'm about to expose to expose for all of you to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! What the? Oh. That's a snake. Well, you know what? That explains why the stuff was on his face, actually. Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the speckled band. A snake? Indubitably. Well then. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you, my dear lad? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Yeah, it's more like maybe striped, or... Looks more stripy, yeah, wouldn't you say? Yeah, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the stripy band. The striped band, wouldn't you? Heh, heh, heh. You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? Is this a trap? How exactly, boy? I think perhaps it is time to explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? Ugh, I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. Ah! And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. I think those are both correct. No. He's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Soldiers must be right. He hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. The snake Lamal. Looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You please don't call him that. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Hit that. Come on, hit me with it. Are you going? Yeah. We're so in. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. The whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidenced your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole you into the victim's cabin on that pretentious night? Why, naturally, it was the friend in which you boarded this vessel with, was it not? Oh no, he has found me out. Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Wait, hold on, that's not quite right. And yet, so it's not the snake at all, actually. And yet, that leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's marking do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give? Wait, hold on a minute, what are you doing? Pray, what was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, do not look at me, this has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does, you have the answer to this quandary, even now, hidden behind your back. That is a pretty speckled band. Yes, well, hold on, that's not quite right. That is what you were trying to, but failing to conceal can only be the snake's slouched skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I do not know what you are talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slid next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, a snake wouldn't have to do that, to be honest. The serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it slows its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. A beloved speckled snake. You tried. Wait, there's another topic? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man rather lose his life, and why? I can't wait to bring him to court. According to the data which I have apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstance of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Well, the autopsy reports say that there was no venom trial. Okay, well, unfortunately. Now if we take that as a fact, which we can't, Herlock, come on, buddy. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. No, Herlock. Herlock, buddy. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. It doesn't, you're right. There's no point in feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? Well, this much is true, but there's no snake involved. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. It actually might be behind the chair. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. I do kind of remember the case moving, actually. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't? It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you would use to train your serpent friend. To murder? To train? Indeed, you put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period of time, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You could not know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs next to the door. If the victim appeared to not have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It is not true. Herlock, yeah, oh man, whatever he's on, I want some of that. I don't. I would like to investigate. Having slithered through the ventilator. Wrong. I've become Russian now. Down the bell cord, the creature needed only sink its fangs in. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt my logic is infallible. Herlock, look, my guy, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. I don't know about great. I think we're both going to jail. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor you'll observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. What snake do you know that drinks some milk on the regular? Incredible! You've solved the mystery! Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Just don't ask any questions. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just, about your deductions before, some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, rather. I will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all... Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madame. And reptiles, don't drink milk? Ah! It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. Ah, no matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova will use some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yeah, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. Can they not hear at all? Like, I understand they don't have any ears, but do they not have any, like, way to perceive sound? I actually don't know if that's the case. I don't know a ton about, like, snakes for real. I kind of assume they can hear. But madame, what about the tales of Arabia? Have you not heard of snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh. I see. No hands, no feet, no ears! These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless! Don't take it on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There's one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder. Snakes can climb, though. I guess maybe these walls would be too smooth to climb, maybe? Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. I am a fraud. He's a fraud. Whew. My probably cat is safe. I assume cat. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Now, hold on a minute. Oh, no, you don't mean... Well, it's either help him out or go to jail, Ryunosuke, so I guess we go hit that music again. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into great ones that they ought to be. I had a feeling this was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Better than going to jail. Just what I was waiting for. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down your wrist again. What? Freedom! You've done it again! Your handcuffs are gone. Time to make my escape. Where did they go? Fear not. I shall see that they're restored after our work is done. Wait, after our work is done, I might be proven innocent, so please don't. I really wish you would leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Featuring Ryunosuke, hey! Talk to him, Herlock. Yeah, you claimed a little bit ago. This death had nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall these horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that is true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing on her heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes can quite read her correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look closely at Miss Pavlova as her hand. Her aching hand. Don't hurt her heart, her achy breaky heart. Can I not, like, can I not click her hand? Oh. Is it not her hand? Her right ear? Really? Huh. Is there anything else here? I can't I can rotate. Okay. I was like, I can't rotate. It's the back of her hand. All right, great. I forgot how, like, how much motion you have in this game. I do... The Ace Attorney games have very much evolved from, like, the original trilogy to, oh, you can really move this camera around and look at things. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look, that looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And a fairly recent one, too. Well, whatever scratched her, doesn't appear to be around anymore. Well, I think I want that as my answer. Oh, I can present it. Yes! Yes! Break it down! Yeah! When you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain! Indeed, and simple observation reveals the wound is fresh. Oh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Huh, how did you know? Is he a great detective as well? When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that pretentious night? Why, so naturally, it was the friend which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. I don't know if that's actually the case. It seems likely the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? So what is the true identity of her friend? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's the way we'll find the answer. Oh, look at that! Whoa, hold on a minute. Look at that man's arms, dude. That is a specimen. Seaman Stroganoff! Wait. There's no doubt, is there? She looked in this direction. Straight at Seaman Stroganoff! Well, they do seem to be friends of sorts, but I can't imagine how he could possibly fit through that ventilator. Don't forget that I managed to fit inside Kazuma's trunk when he first boarded the ship. I would ask what that proves, but I think an equivocal rather, little smile will be more effective. Can I present him? I absolutely will. Yes! Please replace it! Okay, never mind. Fair enough. Oh, we do have little... Oh, that's unfortunate. Forget about how you could have boarded him, brought him along board in your case, or how you could fit in the ventilator. A true friend always finds a way for you. And what more dependable friend could you ask for than Seaman Biff Stroganoff? That deduction was wanting in every way. Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I can walk through this pretty flawlessly. I'm going to purposefully make the funny mistakes. I find myself wanting never to have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. Perhaps you need these handcuffs back. Oh, sorry, I'll try again. Okay, now let's, no, I got you. Let's take a picture of this cat. Oh, look, it even has the bell on it. Look at this photograph. I might have to like take a break to get whatever's out of my eye. This must have something to do with Miss Pavlova. Something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's a little black creature that she's holding that's caught my eye. We better take a closer look at this. Little kitten. Look at the little cat she's cuddling with her face. What a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san, rather, for the blackest outfit. A black kitten. And from the looks of the picture, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. I think we might want to... Okay, no, I don't think we want to present that quite yet. I was gonna say, presenting her? Your friend is yourself. You crawled through that vent and killed my friend. Take these handcuffs. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no, they have sussed out my kitty cat. The whereabouts of this little black cat isn't clear, but what is clear is that pussy is a murderer. Okay. Put a little eye drop in. Let's get back to it. Is that you brought this animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Already breaking the rules of the ship. Darka is my best friend. I could not leave her behind. Dark would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, this specimen's marking do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we give, pray? What was this, sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, do not look at me. This has nothing to do with me. Oh, but it does. You have every answer to this quandary, even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which we were trying to... oh my gosh, yeah, never mind. Clearly is super duper wrong. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. What a fool. Oh, yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was a specialty, or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Lamau. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is it that she's hiding behind her back? Oh, it's a toy. I thought it was like a collar or something, or like a little scarf. Well, it's speckled, and it's a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort, and that looks like a handle at the end. I think it might be a cat's toy. This sort of thing is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular loves that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. Haha, that sounds positively adorable. I want a cat right now. Okay, there we go. And now we can present the cat's toy. Nope. Cat's toy. Break it down! Yeah. And the thing you're trying to, and failing rather, to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Why couldn't you have just stayed wrong? And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can be only one answer for that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator in the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled band to incite the creature to return. I mean, that's good deduction, that is true. In summary, the nature of this friend is Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime. Is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. That wasn't as much as an Ace Attorney breakdown as I wanted. I wanted you to go like, start foaming at the mouth. And then Darka to just come up and climb her afterwards. Yes, it was me, meow. A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Excellent. Goated. It was after I gave her food last night. Oh, I'm sorry. It was after I gave her food last night. That is when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka. She is so naughty. It was a beloved kitten. Hey, put some respect on Darka's name, first of all. Not just a beloved kitten. Yeah, this other conclusion, it looks like it's gonna start off real wrong, my boy. Moving on, we've come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life? According to the data which I have been apprised, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. What Mr. Solm says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. But he seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Where is his post-mortem? There we go. Nope, I'm sorry. No, stop. Gimme.
Yes!
Explained by the post-mortem report. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report, not by venom. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. No, you didn't. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only the Goliath... Oh my gosh. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. I mean, you can survive breaking your neck. Well, many times you'll just be paralyzed. But people do survive breaking their necks. It can be very much fatal though. I kind of don't know what the percentage is for fatal versus non-fatal neck breakers or breakages. I think it is. I think it does lean more fatal. We'll see. The jury's out. Anyway, we have a good authority rather, that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. I don't know if that's entirely true. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found though. Presumably Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazumi and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh, yeah, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? I mean, probably this mark on the floor, right?
Yes!
Yeah, the examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This peculiar mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish that only is on the shoes of the Kazama, the shoe man, Asogi. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. Okay. Oh! And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Azugi's lace leather shoes. His lemon pepper steppers. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at the point, at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by dreadful misfortune, his neck caught against some immovable object. He fell as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant he lost his life. No. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Plavova? She got a sweet earring, dude, actually. What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. I don't believe it! Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he is no more. I can't accept it. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor, he just died by accident. That kind of sucks. That does kind of suck. Does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and if this part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where? I wonder. Alright, let's have a look around. It's gotta be somewhere. Okay, I can't really look that far around. I mean, I don't think it could be the tiara, right? We already checked the waste paper basket. There's a waste paper basket. Perhaps all first-class cabins have them. Only started occupying. Presumably there isn't much rubbish in this. Oh, okay. Man, I inspected this thing earlier. Y'all gotta do better. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Yes!
I do like how they kind of put the tiara in, like, in full, like, motion as, like, a red herring, I guess, there. That does make me excited to play some of these later cases, because this feels like it's kind of a tutorial, like, Herlock Sholmes thing, and we'll really start to get into, like, actual cases after this. But I very much enjoy that, so it's not gonna be like a real piece of cake sometimes, I don't think. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Oh. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has familiar air, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that this part of the glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? In Russia. You're well acquainted with this glass spell, are you not? I don't know. Isn't that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl? Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah. The evidence linking her to this bell would be, yeah, we know. It's the picture we literally just picked up.
Yes!
Look at this photograph. You can clearly see hanging from Darka's collar the very bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of death. Who keeps changing? Who? Nosferatu! And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. Ugh! Ugh! Hey, where Darka at, though? Hey, Darka.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Alright, we figured out Blue's Clues. Huh? Death by tripping over a cat. Lamau. That means I'm innocent. Hey, Ryunosuke, not going to jail. Ryunosuke, not going to jail. Ryunosuke, not going to jail. I feel like there's still pieces of this puzzle that they didn't use yet. Like the doors. Like somebody else has to be in on it. She couldn't stop the ship. Hey, tell us now, Miss Povovo. Tell us exactly what happened that night. What happened to my friend?
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka. I gave her some food. And then all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. That's fair.
She was so fast, she disappeared
Through the ventilator before I could stop her. You know who wasn't very nervous about her new environment? Pilot. I put her in a new tank and she was like, "You still got my cave in here?" And I was like, "I got your cave." And she was like, "Okay, we chill." And then she was like, "I'm gonna go swim around." As I do.
And that is how you acquired that rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes. Yes, I read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes. Modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. Diseases, rather. A precaution, really. Oh, yeah, I guess, and this is also, takes place way back in the day. Should call Phil of the future.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it was safe to lure the kitten back, huh?
By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Darka always loved this toy, but it did not work. Nothing did the working. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She did not return.
So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. That's, yeah, fair.
Yes. So there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait for him to calm down. But then... she killed a man. Darka! Hoo-hoo! I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then, oh, such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up, huh? The SS Bura is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without a warning. The Mr. Sarasogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the cat got under his feet. The combination of unfortunate factors could have easily caused him to fall over. So it really was just the perfect storm that caused him to die. That sucks. This was really nobody doing anything. Well, I mean, she brought a cat on the ship when she shouldn't have. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she has disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is insufferably restless as I am. Haha, very funny. Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, to be ballerina? Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? That snake isn't your friend, Miss Belvova, then whose is it and where did it come from? Oh my gosh, it really is just his pet. That's hilarious. I thought that he was in on it with her, and instead, that it had like tried to kill him at some point, but instead it's just his boy. Okay, whatever. What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board the ship?
Oh, I did not say. Snake is my friend. His name is Pirosco.
Well, we love Pirosco. What? What? That snake belongs to you?
He escaped from his cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him here.
Yeah, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board.
Ha! We are at sea for 1 year.
You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands you? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? No. My dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in.
No venom. Pirasco does not have venom. He is harmless. Very long, but very gentle. Adorable like Granny.
It's venomless?
Yes, now he is hungry. He is in such bad mood, but once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Probably milk. No, not milk, you idiot. We just talked about this. Probably, that's why there was the mouse trap outside. You probably feed him mice from the ship.
Like they say they milk chickens. Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Pirosco eats the mouses. Big fat round mouses.
Oh. So, is that what the mousetrap in front of the passageway out there is for?
Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain, like that's literally what that is for. That's hilarious. Like the look in their eyes right now. Sholmes, are you okay?
It refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous? How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It is not my fault, I do not make up stories. My Pirosco does nothing to do or has nothing to do with this incident.
He's right. I guess.
So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death.
No! Why are y'all not talking about all the other things that happened, like the writing on the floor? He was definitely in on it. So, bring it up.
Miss Pavlova? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
What? What are you talking about, Miss Mikotaba?
What lies?
Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. No, I agree with her. I'm with her. There's things that still don't make sense. There are pieces that are not connected yet. It was just a series of unfortunate accidents. An accident. Maybe it was not an accident. Maybe it really was Big Burly Man. Actually.
I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yeah. There's a discrepancy in Mrs. Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh.
I'm only present for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. What are you here for? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. My You got to stop playing with me. When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Because I'm almost my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. I mean, that's true. We need to know the truth in this case. The key discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. It's him! He was so cool! The truth about how you really died. About that scene in your about how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. I don't know how we're gonna piece it together now, though. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What should we ponder first? Is the victim, rather, who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was there in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. Yeah, we've already established it, haven't we? That the man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into the cabin via the ventilator. You tried to guess, but still an accident. Hold it. Wait. Let's just take it a step back. It doesn't make sense if that really happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin, it's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Oh, really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves that, unequivocally, the victim's death was no mere accident. I assume it's I was gonna say the Death Note, his final words, even though those are lies. Present. Like, why would he do that? Yes! Even though we know it wasn't him. The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There was no way Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. It says wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Oh, it sounds like you're covering again. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical. Oh yeah, instant death. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, whoever their ship doctor has really screwed that guy over. But like, good for the ship doctor. I want to meet that homie. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't have possibly written anything. Because he was already dead. Ooh, yikes. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was the truth. What? So, Susato-san is noted too, huh? Okay, me too. Putting the message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives away the truth. Another piece of evidence that proves that this was no accident. In other words, oh, okay. That's a good question. Where did we find these two things? Another thing, hold on. First of all, I love that there's history right here now. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. I just don't, so the problem is, the cabin exploration that we had was so long ago that I feel like paper seal, I don't remember where we found that. I like that we can actually see the glue. That's gonna be pretty cool. Keep out. I mean, this is the only thing that makes sense to me right now. We'll
yes!
What point are you trying to make with that evidence? I'm trying to see how Kazuma's death really happened, I think. Oh, okay. I think. Okay, that was not correct. Say what you're saying again. If it was no accident, then what we should be looking for is one of two things. Either the absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. I confess your rather languid I see doesn't fill me with confidence. Don't worry, Mr. Naruto, I believe in you. Do I believe in me? Yes, it's starting to take shape now. Okay. The evidence is in the, okay, something that, can I go back to the picture? Like, I don't think I can present the picture again. I mean, do they want this, Lamau? Maybe. Actually, they might want this.
Yes!
Okay, no. Never mind. He doesn't want that yet. Uh-oh. We're floundering. Well, you know, I saw that was something that was not there. Okay. This is classic Phoenix Wright. Classic Ace Attorney. Wait, I can review the scene? Oh, that's kind of nice. How do I get back to the question? Oh, okay. I had to push the button again. I was just pushing B the entire time. History? Okay. You know, first and foremost, can I not save from here? I can. Okay. We're gonna do a quick save here because I have a feeling I'm going to mess this up. And go back to history. If it was no accident, then what we should be looking for is one of two things. The absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. The absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. I don't believe we're gonna do this again, and I've already done this. I don't think it's either of those two. His diarrhea, the absence of something you would expect. Oh, I'm sorry. The absence of something you would expect to find, or the presence of something you wouldn't. No. No. The presence of something you wouldn't? Dude, I don't know. It's definitely not that. There's no... I read that, like, through some times. It's not the ship log. We already... This was in her room. Well, I mean, by process of elimination, it has to be the two newspapers or this, but I don't... Either of these were in the thing. Oh, I guess we could... I think it's probably too early to present that guy, maybe? Well, we only have a few things, so I'm gonna go with this next, and we're just gonna keep...
Yes!
We're gonna flounder through, hopefully. No, this is right. How? I actually need some explanation on this one. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the glass bell that the kid had around its neck. We already know about that. Right. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory answer. Where's the flaw in that logic? Huh? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. Huh? If that's really what happened... Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in the cabin? That, well, it seems like she would have hidden it. Ah. But then, I guess, how would she have gotten it over there? Yes, remember what happened when the other half of the glass bell fell into the waste paper basket, or wasn't the waste paper basket, rather? Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh, no. I kind of just, well, you know what? That's my fault for assuming. I was gonna say, I assumed that the cat came back with half of the bell. When she stuffed it in the trunk. Both of these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asogi died in his cabin last night, there was someone else in the room. So this is a murder. Potentially. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth. In order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asogi's. You are wasting time. Oh, it is him. Someone else was there? Duh, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And the only other person in the cabin was young student, when young student died was you.
Yes!
It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut in the cabin wardrobe to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian, there's no way I could have left that message. Not would have, there's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Shut up, Sholmes! Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. They're an idiot, by the way. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I'd been asleep in there the whole time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would have shown how Mr. Asogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of Bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of a tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you? Again? I mean, you did it at this point. Seaman Stroganoff?
Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of the ship's band.
Oh.
You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But this is not possible. I give my tooth.
Well, this makes, this is all most interesting. Okay, so now it does feel like he could have easily persuaded the captain to stop the ship for Nina. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be sure?
You are a great detective. You should know. It is the locked room. Look, truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted from inside. No one could go inside of cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or do you want to tell me killer can walk through locked doors? Nah, it's impossible.
He's right.
But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie threads around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
We already said that we couldn't do that.
Thread? Are you stupid? Are you... Are you Stroganoff for brains? Wait, that is me. These bulkheads are not barn doors.
Certainly not. They are not watertight. They are watertight doors, rather, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, not with a gap in sight. No threads, no needles, nor magnets could be used.
No, of course not. I thought so too.
But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so hey, Suzuto, how could you shift it onto me like that? Come on. So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door could have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yeah. Do you really know what it is Mr. Scholl means, Mr. Naruhodo? You should know too, Suzuto. Yeah, I was gonna say, you should know too. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the, okay, never mind, we're good. I was gonna say, the telling signs is all of this. I think.
Yes!
I don't like his yes, because his yes has led me to wrong answers twice, so I just can't trust it. Look at the bookshelf there. See how all the books and the stuff have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, rather, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. Oh, this is such a poorly designed ship, dude. Imagine people are like outside of their cabin and then there's an emergency. Like, what if it's dinner time, there's an emergency, all the doors suddenly locked. You know what I mean? I believe that's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects. Is there nothing Suzuto-san doesn't know, or that isn't in her book at least? Yeah, what book is that, dude? What is that book? It's got every answer in it. Well, girl's killing every open book test she's ever gonna take. Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over the books on the bookshelf also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We'd come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Oh, is anyone in there? Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosanaga. Oh, yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yeah, it's made of metal rather, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Rather Asogi was killed,
And it is locked room mystery.
the SSS Buria made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, all the ornaments rather. It's almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves, deliberately knocking everything over. Oh yes, I remember that too. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? And then we came to this cabin and we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had been toppled over just like Mr. Asogi. In his cabin, rather. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? I mean, maybe y'all should just tell us the truth. We've kind of got this whole figured out.
Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made emergency stop.
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Go ahead, Sholmes. Are you forgetting the button in the emergency passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh. Yeah, I was forgetting about that, actually. That's why I was like, oh, you know what? He probably just convinced the captain to do it. No, he just pushed the button. I guess that makes sense, huh? There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to push the button in times of emergency? On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of the button around vessels to allow any crewmates to raise the alarm. A sort of button is almost rather compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. I did it. I called it. I was like, it was probably that man's. He's insane. And I love him. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed. Whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. It did give us the information we needed.
How dare you mess with ship? I report to you two, Captain. You are in much trouble now.
Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we now have learnt a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider is it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, well, I guess if that kind of happened and all the doors were locked, they could, like, maybe, I don't know if the ship can go in reverse. I guess that you can reverse the engine. So you would put the ship in reverse and then re-reverse the engines, I guess, to forward the engines instead to make sure that it is, they all go unlocked instead. Anywho. Did this ship make an emergency stop or did it not?
You are idiots. Buria is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really?
What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence? Okay, well, it's this. The log. There's just no logs present here. Present
Yes!
that board. Seaman Stroganoff, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right?
Da. This is correct. Why?
The ship's log that we stole. This is where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? This is mine.
You're rather carelessly left it atop the makeshift bureau in the passageway rather out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it there on purpose. This is where I always put it.
Well, the point is, we can give it back to you, but the point where you usually record, that it's clearly under normal circumstances, rather, you write nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, there was nothing recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log. That is... because nothing happened. If nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Oh no, he checked the other pages. I should have ripped them out and fed them to Snake. Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Hey, hey! Excellent, okay. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! He's getting a little angry. If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency, that's why we got drugged. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, I thought it was like maybe a gas that happened, but I guess we may have gotten drugged. Why would they, how would they, maybe it was a gas then. I was gonna say, how would they drug us? How would they drug us? Because this would seem to have been like a spur of the moment thing. And I guess, well, I'll keep listening. We'll see. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud, I can't imagine anyone would sleep through that, even if it had happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry? What do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. Ah! Oh, yes. I've had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I! Mine has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head has been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner last night, or yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. Was this... Okay, maybe this was, like, premeditated and her cat just got involved. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside of the wardrobe. The first thing I noticed this morning was okay, yep. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all of that was happening to me? Fair. That is a good point. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, did you not? Oh, well, yeah, sorry. Stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Ah, well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals with me. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yeah, in fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. That's why he was fine. Oh, something's going on this ship. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant? Yes. My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No. Really? Is that really true? The meals prepared with the passengers for the passengers last night, rather, have been tampered with. Why? Tampered with by the addition of a sulfuric rather, designed to induce a deep slumber in those who consumed it. Oh no. So we were drugged. I thought it might have been a gas, but no, it was a drug. A sleeping drug. A drug. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Why did we do an emergency stop? Was it a... Oh, man. Okay.
Interesting. Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. All of them? All of them? Well, seaman, eh? What's going on now? I feel like we've delved into a deeper matter. I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course, rather. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything. Eh? I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. I see. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help everyone together. Oh, did they stop in the middle of the night to get her? I don't know. She threw everything away, her fame in the ballet. Mother Russia, we wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yeah, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Da. We cannot make all drug. How do you say dissolve? Ugh, talk about heavy seasoning. Lamau. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight in the waters of Shanghai, we brought our angel on board, so they did stop the ship to bring her on. She was held by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While all the passengers of the SSS Bureau slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion of their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, the people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's door. How does that make sense? Surely every cabin would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Right. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Yeah, everyone, it was nighttime and everyone was already sleeping in their rooms. I guess so, yeah. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their meals of chicken in their cabin, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find their doors locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolts of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit bolted the entire ship to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. Okay. So then everyone's bookshelves were messed up. Heard. You have talked the long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's true identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But, I don't know anything of this. I am just a little girl. You like to speak with long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors do not listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only in what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? You say long words, stop! I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation is everything to me. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yeah? Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? No, that's my air conditioner. It's hot outside. What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. You can't hear, but you can't hear such a call rather with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. Sir? Sir? For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? Agreed. I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance if you please. Okay, you're asking me for help off the jump. Better. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow, just as you said. There are, I've missed a thing, of the two, prevaricators. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of those two was there when it happened. Precisely, you were delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can do. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows that someone else was there when Kazuma died. Oh. Idiot. Oh, look at this! Some kind of ink stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Ink. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. Yeah, I think we will, I think we're gonna present that. What if there's another piece and that's just a red herring? Me? I sit on pin. What of it? Yeah, I think that's our answer. No, actually... Oh, I can't even click that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Mr. Inkstain. So he's pretty culprit, I suppose.
Yes!
I'll break it down. Seaman Stroganov, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on his back, and I think what made it is clear. Indeed. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then. The evidence that proves what that stain on his back really is... I guess it's this. One more time for the boys back home. Present.
Yes!
I'll break it down. Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink, it shows it's what's on your uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink, purple. The penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor, excellent penmanship by the way, next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exact same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way, which means you must have been present in the cabin in the immediate moments after the ink was spilled. That's actually a good point. If it was dry, it couldn't have left that stain, as it did. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. I did everything. I don't think he did everything. I think he fabricated everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Excuse me, I have a name. And then I pressed the button to make Burya do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Beef, please. Now, here's the problem. He tampered with evidence, but it's still the cat who did it. She technically didn't do anything except bring a legal cat on board, which I think would be handled by the crew. But I guess that cat is her responsibility, and it did cause a death. Man, I'm not sure how that would hold up in like a court of law. I guess she would be liable for bringing a cat on board. Do not worry, Angel. Let me do the talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. And then our angel, she came to us. She was like white, she was white like sheet. Beef, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin was, one was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. Kitten escaped through ventilator into Mr. Asoki's cabin, and then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to floor. Yes, very good. You're improving on Russian accent. That Wardrobe Man. This is correct. So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova rather, then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant laying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That is when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked. She opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing. If you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Ooh. Well, Miss Pavlova? Ja? Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So that is fine. Is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth behind his death at last? Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? The photograph. Yes, I took it myself, you know. Is there something else hidden here that doesn't make sense? The cause of death was a broken neck, and therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that predicated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area of this photograph that seems somewhat unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... If Kazuma tripped and fell by some terrible stroke of bad luck and broke his neck, which part of this photograph seems unnatural? His neck? No. Oh, I'm not getting like... I do love that it kind of moves around. That's kind of neat. Okay, yeah, it doesn't give me any, like, crazy things, so I'm just gonna say his neck, it looks alright, I think. Sure.
Yes!
It must be here, surely! I guess it's not here. Allow me to offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. When noting a crucial point, it can be helpful to keep your eyes open. They were open. And it can be equally helpful to use them. Okay, Ryunosuke, look, that's on me, that's on me. I was like, his neck don't look too good. I think it's plain what happened, what Mr. Sholmes means by unnatural, isn't it? The word written in a foreign language underneath his fingertip, surely. What? Yeah. I was gonna say, no, that, I didn't want to click that. That seemed like, that's not what we're talking about. That was obvious. I meant to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing. Oh, yeah, I guess. You would fall backwards. So not just his neck? Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands? You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles. Okay, now calm down. With some regularity, this should be an easy task. Well, here's the problem. I don't really know what to click on here. Like, I even feel like clicking here was kind of an okay answer. Is it just strictly his back? Let me tell you what, we gonna save real quick as the master of saving. I am the master of saving. I assume that it's his back. What of your hands? I guess it could be back or hands, you know what I mean? I mean, clearly he was probably moved around. At the end of the day, I just don't exactly know what to click. Let's look at our history. What did he say exactly? He said, he said, imagine, if you will, losing your footing. Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands? So personally, I would believe that you would fall. If he fell the way that he fell, he would fall backwards, I guess. He's saying, what of your hands? Oh, it is also a new day. Okay, if he tripped, because you can trip forward. I guess if you are falling, but like, okay. If we're talking about his two hands, I guess this one is more suspicious than this one. This one was used to do the thing. This hand being closed is a little weird, I guess. So maybe he's holding on to something? Maybe? Because I guess if you're tripping and you're falling like trying to catch yourself. But he broke his, oh no! He still had an unbroken neck when he was falling, I guess, so he would have tried to, I guess, catch himself. He would have tried to catch himself. So yeah, why is his hand closed like that? Well, I mean, like, once you fall, well, I guess if he broke his neck and it was instant death, he wouldn't have time to close his... This is weird! Okay, no, I'm talking myself into it. I've saved, correct? I did save. We enjoy our saving. Always save, kids. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Present.
Yes.
Good, bad. All right. If he really fell, okay, this sounds different. If he really fell due to an unfortunate incident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. That's what I was saying. I was like, if I'm falling down, if I'm falling down back, because I was like, maybe he's falling down backwards. But even if he fell down backwards, I guess they could just move him over. The closed fist, regardless, is weird, even if they were moving him around. And yet we see the victim here with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? So there's something else in this case? I thought we were done, dude. Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist rather a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? Yes, that's kind of your thing. Bro, I even said she's got a pretty dope looking earring. I know where that's from, dude. Oh, no. A crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. So, he's still lying. He was not in the room. She was in the room when he fell. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It does not tell you anything. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks, it looks familiar somehow. As if I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo, that is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come into Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the final piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean, and the significant, and observe, find the answer with your own eyes. Yeah, I know. It's not that... you know what? In my brain, I thought it was just, like, kind of neat that she had, like, one crescent moon earring and then just a regular studded earring, but I do think it's a nice, like, attention to detail that the base of the earring is still there, and the base matches the other ear there. So we will... Do you want me to present the ear? She has such petite ears along that beautiful hair like little pink shells. Oh, what's that? Something dangling from her ear. Yes, it's an earring. Wait, look! It's a crescent moon! Oh! A crescent moon! Yeah. Do you want me to present the crescent moon now, or the left ear? Okay, I'm just gonna present this then. I feel like if they tell me to present the other ear, I'm gonna scream. Okay, thank you. Because Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney's done that to me before. Miss Pavlova, on your ear there, I see you have a crescent moon as well. Ah. Wait, what? He didn't even know? And on your other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. The little link holding it must have broken, I suppose. Now the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly there was only one logical conclusion. I planted the evidence there to convict you of this crime. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment the victim fell with your very eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asogi do that? So in the other sense, you must have been lied to too, I guess. Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments?
Oh no. Angel?
No one can protect you now. Please, Mrs. Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night... What did you do to Kazuma? Did she actually just kill him, dude? What did you do to Kazuma?
Ugh.
I'm getting thrown through a loop here, dude. I thought we were done, and then that happened.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away in the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb aboard this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in the cabin, I could relax after this horrible long day. Dark await. I could not believe when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried to wave her favorite little toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back.
she went knocking. Which makes a lot more sense. Like, I guess it would make sense for her to be like, oh, Darka, and then she goes there. I think you would do that very quickly, yeah. Plunka. What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector? Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Okay, fair enough. Look at him. He was so handsome. He had his whole life out of him.
The young man from your country. He was very polite, very kind. He helped me find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone.
Wow, so what happened?
But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin.
Just a moment. Sorry, but...
Oh, yes?
I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Did she murder him?
Ah,
of course, you're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could a man from a land far away, in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
He was well studied. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I cannot fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope that he does not tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see, so you've run away.
Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull the... Oh, no! No! He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? And then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And... as he turned to look at me... I pushed him.
Okay, so it was a murder. It was murder, okay.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why I did it. I was just so scared, and I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty. So she even lied to Seaman Stroganoff. Oh my gosh. In the passageway. It was murder!
I heard Nina cried out. I then thought on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door shaking like leaf, and she said, "Help me, Biff. If they find out, I will be pleased. I have nowhere to go."
So you decided to help, huh? And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
Yes. I went into cabin and looked around to make sure that no one saw... there was nothing to show Nina was there. Then I found Stowaway, in wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right, that's when he found me.
So he worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. I closed the wardrobe doors and put the strange paper...
So here's the thing. First of all, he was definitely not going to pull the cord. He was definitely going to wake up Ryunosuke, which probably wouldn't have worked because he was drugged. Poor girl. She made a bad decision and it killed a man. Well, now it's not her cat's fault. Now it is, I guess, accidental manslaughter. Luckily for me, the only reason Suzuto-san started to believe me when I was innocent. Yeah, fair enough. I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling over to write on the floor. I wrote in wardrobe, which was Russian for wardrobe, to find Stowaway. And tell me what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in cabin. I didn't notice the other half. And then Angel went back to cabin, and I finished the job. By pressing emergency button in the in the passageway. Ja, you are getting very good at Russian accent. Ja. Accordingly, the SSS Bureau did indeed come to an emergency halt a little later after 2 a.m., thus inciting the bolt on the door to slide shut, creating the locked door mystery. There is still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. It's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Yeah, that is what I don't understand. Isn't the captain also in on this? Isn't that right? Ja. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said. It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing? Oh, what are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said Inspector was his friend. Oh, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard, but I was asleep. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. Well, you didn't do anything wrong. Well, did she steal the tiara? Maybe she stole the tiara, actually. She might have stolen the tiara. So before he could pull cord, May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? And you better Susato, you better throw her. It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the cord? I don't know. What? Well, now you're just gonna make her feel bad. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give away your secret, and then he wouldn't have. No, he was walking over to get it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done. It seems there's one more deduction to make. Final deduction, baby. Another deduction. Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Oh, they can't play this music. My boy. He's gone. Asogi. Can you really determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? Whether? First, consider the victim's location within the cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yeah, I spent quite a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. The cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. And so this is how the cabin looked last night when Mrs. Plavova visited Kazuma-sama. Yeah, this is exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal the manner of all truths. Not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out even by a little bit when you're following a gaze to where it lands. So when he turned away from Miss Plavova, what exactly was he looking at? Not this, but the wardrobe.
Take that!
Yeah. He was looking at me. You killed my friend for no reason, because you were scared. And now, you about to go back to the ballerina and dance your heart out. Or jail, actually, to dance your heart out. Considering everything that happened last night, this actually took me through a loop, because I really was convinced, oh my gosh, it was an accident. And then, at the very end, no, it was murder. Oh no! Certainly, it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? Why would young men go to wardrobe for clothes? Why would he ask clothes for second opinion? Oh, And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend sleeping soundly.
Oh!
Miss Pavlova, rather, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion.
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No. Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. And you killed him. Gosh darn it. To see if between them they might be able to help you in some way, no doubt. That is what the, yep, that's them. That's them.
Oh no. I murdered for no reason.
Sadly, we can't know for sure the truth for certain right now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth and scorn you for killing my friend. Go to jail. But unfortunately, you're a murderer. The truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
And so at long last, and the problem is, she wasn't probably going for, I push you and now you die, haha. She was probably like, I push you away so I can run and tell the crew to help me. The mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. 9th of January, 7:14 p.m. What'll happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed to the... Oh, no! She'll actually... Well... She did murder our boy. Handed to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try and, repatriate her? Remake her Russian, I guess? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration officer and sort all that out. Okay. So she won't be going back to Russia then. No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. Huh? I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganov? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what, but I didn't think about you, about how you lost your good friend. I will go with me. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again, rather. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste. But... well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Da. Huh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm gonna have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. That's right. We weren't even supposed to be here. And more notably, Asogi was supposed to be going to this program, right? To practice law. Abroad. Yes. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Well, dang. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even began. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London, baby! That seems like a distant memory now. Oh man, the boys. I was excited to have the boys, dude. Oh? What's with that? Or what's that, rather? Is someone weeping? Oh, Susato. Susato-san? Be careful, she's got a sword in her hands. Cause I'm a sword. Naruto-san, I didn't know you had returned. Well, I haven't been back for very long. Yo, how many how many chapters until she's accused of murder? I give it 1. I give it next time. Inspector Hosonaga just told me that I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all. Oh, she about to cry for real. I still can't believe this has happened. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like, they haven't really had time to really process that grief. It's been, we need to process what happened so that Ryunosuke doesn't go to jail for being falsely accused of murdering his best friend. I can't believe someone's life can just be over just like that. Susato-san. Man. He had such grand ideas for the visit to Great Britain, so many dreams, and now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now we know the truth that it was just an accident? Just a silly series of mishaps? Right, dude. That's really the unfortunate part. It's just too much, Naruto-san. It's just too much. Yeah, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Inspector Hosonaga? He looks better! Inspector! My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed. And caused his 2 closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Send us to Great Britain instead to carry on his dreams! Nobody blamed you, Inspector. Yeah, I guess I can't blame him. The ship literally drugged everybody, so I can't blame him. He was sleep drugged. I can't blame him. I can't. It's the crew's fault. Huh? And I'm free now again. Wait, what? Huh? Surprised? Mr. Naruto-san? What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I've decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we? You are a stowaway after all. He thinks this is funny? Hey, sock this man. So if you don't throw him, if you don't yeet him, if you don't hit him with the up and over, if you don't hit him with that deep arm drag, girl, your hip toss, come on. Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all of your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, not at all, not at all. Oh, and though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. You want me to what? I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was a stowaway. The terms of the study were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be 1 lawyer and 1 assistant. Was to be? In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of your problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. Oh, no, don't you dare say it. I'm going back to Japan. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there's no one with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. We practiced law in the last chapter, right? Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. Ryunosuke. Miss Susato. Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Ah, no, you're an imbecile, a nincompoop. But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry. Unless, are you studying law? No, I'm not, but I can be. I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah, I have a month to study to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Boy, a month? Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of this in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out! I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself through such in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. For my boy. He said that there was something to be had, something rather he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. I really hope and firmly believe it's getting that one person who got off scot-free for murdering in Japan in the first case to jail, because that I feel like has to be the closing of this game, if not, because this game is really technically 2 games, I believe. It's got to be the closing of the first game. Whoever was the first culprit in that first game who got back to Great Britain saying haha toodles has to be at the end of this. Continue. He was passionate about it. I can't let all of that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? She smiled! I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. We're gonna become a lawyer! What does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, this is madness. No, it's Sparta. No, this is Patrick. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are dull routines of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination! Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your very own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until the very moment right now, in fact, you were willing to put your body on the line, your life on the line, as it were, for this man's character. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. The cowardly dog. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? You would do anything. I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector! Thanks, buddy! Thanks, Inspector Hosonaga! If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report. Alright, and that is the story of how Ryunosuke became a lawyer. He's got 40 days to prepare. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. Oh, he gets the sword? What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's with Kazama-san. Oh, it probably is actually what he would have wanted. Aw, dude. Its name is Kuruma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it always. So then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time yet to come yet, rather. It'll be an honor. You know what? I mean, it does fit much better now that he's just gonna be blundering around. It'll be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness. Okay, and what is it? Please throw me to the ground 3 times. Oh, is it payback? What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazama-san's closest friend. Of course you would have never done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away and no, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should have never thrown you. Not once, not just once, but 5 times. Ha! That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? I was gonna say, it felt like it was more than 3. Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No, I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo-san. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confessed I was most impressed. When did he see that? It happened so many times, Rinosuke. Everyone probably saw you get thrown at least once. I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujitsu technique. Apparently, it's called the Susato takedown, y'all. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. We got luck. I feel like it must happen. It must. How beguiling. I am a practitioner of combat arts myself. I am a somewhat competent boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. No. Do not teach him. Yes, I'd be honored. Please throw him. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madame. Oh, of course. Wait. Not on... No! Sorry. Hey! He can't have it. He can't never have nothing, dude. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh, yes, arresting indeed. That is, what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. There's a difference? The Susato takedown is... Well, we have her signature and her finisher now. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Oh, there's the sword. Kuruma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana onto a study tour is more than an irregularity, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Kuruma guides me. I truly believe that. Maybe we'll have a ghost sword. We'll be able to summon a spirit. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Oh, of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. And we won't let you down. That important thing you had to do, I still don't know what it was. But in Great Britain, we're gonna find out. And we're gonna do it for our boy. But I'm gonna see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. And we have officially now beaten Chapter 2 of the Great Ace Attorney. The first one. Awarded. Very nice. We will definitely save our progress, and that is where we are going to call it quits tonight, as we are going to go to Chapter 3, The Adventure of the Runaway Room. I think there's only 4 chapters in this one and 4 chapters in the next one, but they are, as you've seen, much longer chapters. Like, I wanted to finish this one in one go, and I think it's already, that's about as long as I wanted it to be. I think we skated a little bit over, I don't remember how long the first part of this recording was. Anywho, that is all we are going to do this time. So, until next time, I'm taking off. Next time we'll start chapter 3. I'm sorry, episode 3, I guess. I don't know when we will do a little stream of it. In fact, maybe we'll do like a Saturday morning stream of this series. That might be kind of neat. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Keep your eyes out. You might get like an extra upload of this sometimes. It's like a little stream. Because I feel like we had the most fun with this series as the streams and you guys with your stakes and whatnot. So we might do a little Saturday morning stream. Get the folks across the pond in here for a little Great Ace Attorney action. Definitely well, I mean, we could do it this Saturday, I think. This is a 3-day weekend coming up for me. Actually, wait, that's crazy. This is a 3-day weekend. Maybe we will do something this Saturday. I don't know. Toodaloo Flight Crew, as always, thank you so much for watching, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney.